What if the microchip that should protect your dog was moving inside his body? Have you ever stopped to think about what happens to that small device the size of a grain of rice after it's implanted in your pet? Today, we're going to explore a phenomenon that few pet owners know about, but that can affect the effectiveness of the most reliable identification system that exists for our four-legged companions. This life-saving device may be traveling silently through your dog's body, and you have no idea. Let's discover together the secrets behind microchip migration and what this means for your best friend's safety. Before we begin, please leave in the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We love knowing where our viewers around the world come from. Microchips began being used in pets in the 1980s, completely revolutionizing the way we identify our pets. Before that, the only options were collars with identification tags that could easily be lost or break during our companions' adventures. The microchip represented an extraordinary technological leap. It's a device smaller than a coin, capable of storing unique information that can reunite you with your lost pet years later, even if he's hundreds of miles from home. Studies show that dogs with microchips have more than double the chances of returning home compared to those without this technology. Pet owners' confidence in this solution is justified by impressive numbers. Research with more than 7,000 lost animals in shelters demonstrated that the return home rate jumped from only 20% to an incredible 50% when the animal has a microchip. For cats, the difference is even more dramatic, going from a mere 2% to 40%. The implantation procedure is surprisingly simple and quick. The veterinarian uses a special syringe to insert the microchip, which is approximately half an inch long by less than a tenth of an inch in diameter, under the loose skin between the animal's shoulder blades. The entire process takes only a few seconds and causes minimal discomfort, similar to a common vaccination. The microchip uses passive RFID technology, which means it has no battery and doesn't emit signals constantly. It remains completely inert until a special scanner is passed over the animal's skin, activating it through radio frequency waves. At that moment, the chip transmits its unique identification number, which can be consulted in databases to locate the owner's contact information. After implantation, it's expected that the microchip will remain exactly where it was placed, firmly anchored by scar tissue that forms naturally around the device. This is the expectation, but it's not always the reality. Here, we reach the heart of our mystery. Microchip migration is a real phenomenon where the device moves from its original position to other parts of the animal's body. Although it's considered rare, this occurrence surprises both veterinarians and pet owners who discover the chip in completely unexpected locations. Data from the British Veterinary Association reveals that migration is, in fact, the most common complication related to microchip implants. Although it's still infrequent, studies indicate that the most common places chips migrate to are the elbows and shoulders, but more extreme cases have been documented. A particularly impressive study examined 3.7 million pets and discovered that true migration occurs in less than one case per 10,000 implants. Although these are reassuring numbers for affected pet owners, this statistic offers little consolation when they discover that their pet's chip has simply disappeared from where it should be. But why exactly does a microchip decide to make this unexpected journey through the animal's body? The answer involves a fascinating combination of biological and technical factors that few pet owners know about. The animal's body reacts to the microchip like any foreign object, initiating a natural inflammatory process. Ideally, scar tissue forms around the chip, keeping it firmly in place. However, if this process doesn't occur adequately, or if the scar tissue is insufficient, the chip may begin its migration. Muscle movement and fat deposits also significantly influence the chip's stability. Very active dogs, especially those who love to run, jump, and play intensely, present greater risk of migration due to constant movement of muscles and tissues in the shoulder blade region. The implantation technique plays a crucial role. Chips implanted too superficially or too deeply have a higher probability of migrating. Experienced veterinarians know there's an ideal depth in subcutaneous tissue that significantly minimizes this risk. Puppies present an additional challenge. Since they're still growing, tissues are in constant change, which can affect the chip's stability. Some veterinarians prefer to wait until the animal is more mature before performing the procedure. Although migration is generally considered harmless, extremely rare cases can present serious complications that every pet owner should know about. Medical reports have documented cases where microchips migrated to problematic locations, including situations where the chip even reached the circulatory system. A 2023 study reported 2 extraordinary cases where microchips migrated to pulmonary arteries of dogs, causing severe respiratory complications. Although these are exceptionally rare occurrences, these cases highlight the importance of adequate monitoring. More commonly, migration can cause localized discomfort, small inflammations, or the formation of palpable lumps in areas where the chip shouldn't be. Some dogs may present sensitivity in the chip's new location, especially if it migrated to an area with more nerve endings. The emotional impact on pet owners shouldn't be underestimated. Discovering that the security system they trusted may not be working as expected generates understandable anxiety and concern. Many pet owners report feelings of frustration and insecurity when discovering that their pet's chip migrated or cannot be located. The veterinary industry didn't sit idle in the face of this challenge. Significant innovations were developed to specifically combat the migration problem, offering greater peace of mind to concerned pet owners. Modern microchips frequently include special anti-migration coatings, such as parylene coating or patented biobond characteristics. These technologies promote stronger adhesion between the chip and surrounding tissues, drastically reducing chances of movement. Some manufacturers develop chips with specific physical characteristics that favor integration with tissues. Textured surfaces or special biocompatible coatings help the body form more effective scar tissue around the device. The format and size of chips also evolved. More modern versions are designed with dimensions that optimize stability without compromising ease of implantation or later reading. Identifying if your dog's microchip migrated isn't always obvious, but there are signs you can observe and preventive measures you can take to ensure the identification system's effectiveness. Visible symptoms are rare, but include the appearance of small lumps or swellings in areas where they shouldn't be, especially in the shoulders, elbows, or front paws. If you could originally feel the chip between the shoulder blades, and now you can't anymore, this may indicate migration. Occasional discomfort in the region where the chip migrated can occur, especially if the new location is more sensitive than the original. Observe if your dog demonstrates sensitivity when you touch certain areas that previously didn't cause a reaction. The most reliable verification is through the use of microchip readers during regular veterinary consultations. Veterinarians can scan the entire front region of the animal, not just the area between the shoulder blades, to locate chips that may have migrated. During routine exams, specifically ask the veterinarian to verify if the microchip is working and if it's still in the correct position. This procedure takes only a few seconds, but can reveal migrations that would go unnoticed. The first 24 to 48 hours after implantation are crucial for adequate microchip stabilization. During this period, it's recommended to avoid intense exercise or activities involving abrupt movements of the animal's neck and shoulders. The anti-migration coating present in modern chips needs time to adequately adhere to surrounding tissues. Very vigorous activities during this initial period can interfere with this crucial integration process. Regular monitoring through annual microchip verifications should become part of your pet's veterinary care routine. Just like we check car tire pressure, checking the microchip ensures this essential security system is working when we need it most. Keeping contact information updated in databases is equally important. There's no point in having a perfectly positioned chip if the information associated with it is outdated. We've reached the end of our investigative journey, and the truth about microchip migration reveals itself to be more nuanced than many imagine. This small device that can save your four-legged companion's life really can travel through the body. But this doesn't mean we should fear the technology. The benefits of microchips far outweigh the risks associated with migration. Even chips that migrated can still be detected by veterinarians and shelter professionals who know how to perform complete scans. The key lies in educating everyone involved in the rescue and identification process of lost animals. Modern anti-migration technologies have significantly reduced the incidence of this phenomenon, making it even rarer than it already was. For the vast majority of pets, the microchip will remain exactly where it was placed throughout the animal's entire life. The most important reflection we should make is about the importance of knowing both the benefits and limitations of any technology we use to protect our pets. Information is power, and informed pet owners make better decisions for their companions' well-being. After all, protecting those we love also means knowing the whole truth about the methods we choose to use. The microchip continues to be one of the most effective tools to ensure that our lost pets find their way home, even if they occasionally decide to take a small trip through the body before being discovered. The mystery of microchip migration teaches us that even the most reliable technology has its peculiarities, but this doesn't diminish its fundamental importance in protecting our dearest companions. Knowing these details makes us more prepared and conscious pet owners, capable of making the most of this life-saving technology.